Tara.
Hello.
Hi, thank you for being here today. And everyone, this is Tara Holt. What's your new name?
Zavato.
Zavatto. Tara Holt Zavato.
Mm-hmm.
And we're bringing Tara here on today because she has had quite the amazing journey with Self Illumination and her process, and I just want to share this with all of you guys and hear her inspiration, hear her story really, and where she started and where she's at now and all of the goodness. So tell me a little bit about why you wanted to do the Reconnecting to the Heart and the Love Thyself practice.
Oh, wow. That's such a complex question. I think that that's a practice that one should do throughout one's life, constantly. I think I'm due to do it again, actually. It's something that we get so busy with life that we forget to connect with ourselves and forget to really love ourselves. So this practice, it sort of holds you accountable to connect with yourself, and that's what's so beautiful. I want to say initially what drew me to it was obviously Dr. Emoto's water project test and rice, how powerful words are and how powerful it is how powerful energy is, our energy is, and being able to use that in the right direction. And not just like aimlessly be walking through life, but like really take a moment to connect and tell that water you love it, or tell yourself you love it, and be aware of when you're being harsh or on yourself or on others, because it really manifests. So that's a practice that it really allows you to love on yourself, which changes the molecular structure in your body, and you feel it.
Yeah. And what about yourself? Like, what did you experience doing this? Now, I know you've done this numerous times, but what did you experience just doing this practice in general? Like, did you have any big changes? Like, I know we've had like a range of experiences where, when you started and then kind of in the middle and, moving forward.
I would have to say, yes, it's because I've been doing this work with you for many years, so it's watching my life and how it's sort of evolved, I think is very much parallel to this work, and who I was years ago is totally different than who I am today. And so what have I seen unfold has been really, really special and incredible. I think tapping into, I don't want to get ahead of the questions, but tapping into your body and where things are stored, and through your diet and what you're eating, but also through loving on yourself, things come to the surface and you're able to release them, and then you see your reality sort of shifting around you and things falling into place in a different way, because you've cleared the gunk out of the way, and you are in a new level of vibration and attracting new things into your life, things that are more a match for your new vibration, letting go of that stuff.
Beautiful. And you were touching a little bit more on the food aspect. So what made you decide to jump into our, cleanses and the self-illumination lifestyle? Because that's just taking it another step.
Absolutely, it is. I love to cleanse my body. I really do love to feel clean. It's very fascinating when you clean out your body. It's very challenging, and there's a lot to work through, which shows how much you have to, gunk you have to clear out. But once you clear that out and you start to see sort of the clouds part, and you feel closer to God, you feel lighter, and just an energy shift, a complete energy shift. And it's, I don't want to say addicting, because that's not the right word, but it's something that it's a feeling that I want to stay at, and I intend to sort of stay there. And then, you know, life is life on this earth plane. There's little pleasures all around us that try to pull us in, but acknowledging that and what that desire is, and being able to attack the root of why you're desiring that thing that usually doesn't make you feel good is part of the work. And that's what's so beautiful, because you usually feel better if you don't have that brownie or whatever it is. You feel better if you don't. So it's deeper work work than I'm explaining, but
well, you were such a testament, because you would, I remember when you would talk about the different foods and how you would be like, okay, I'm checking in with that, and I'm really wanting that because of this, right? And so you were really good at being able to take it to that next level, you know, and see how the food is correlated with the emotional state and how that is connected. And you wanting to stay within that lifestyle, it makes sense, because, you know, we want to stay in that heightened scent of peace and love and
purity.
And you've been doing this quote unquote, I like to say lifestyle versus diet, because it's a way of life.
It is.
It's not I'm gonna go on this cleanse and that's it. It's I'm changing my life, right? And you've been on this lifestyle for what, 2-3 years now, or longer?
Longer than that, I think.
I don't remember.
Definitely, like, you know, fruit. I remember I came to visit you, and you had told me about eating 80% fruit and 20% vegetables, and how very few people could do that. And I was like, well, I can do that. I'm going to take on that challenge. And that's really the basis of you know, of this work, is sticking with that kind of, that's the easy way of looking at it, right? It's more complex. You want to work on the order in which you put them in your body. But I want to say, 3 years with the fruit mainly. But with like cleansing, I might even be more. Might be more than that, with juicing and stuff like that.
Totally.
So but it's been back to what you were saying, it's been very helpful to like look at, I love chocolate. That's been my thing throughout my life, and like looking back to where that started and what that was comforting, and see when that arises now, especially, you know, during pregnancy. I'm realizing that, which, skipping forward again, but I'm realizing that I have different cravings popping up that I had already sort of felt like I'd worked through, or new ones actually that I don't understand, like sweets and stuff on a different level than I have before. And so tapping into like where that might have sourced from, and where that came from in my life, and why that's arising right now. I guess the work is sort of never done.
Right? Well, now that you've kind of spilled the beans, I would say, can you share a little bit about and maybe you can say it actually on the video, because I don't know if my voice will be a lot on this, you know, doing the real 4-month preparation for actually having a child. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
It's so important to cleanse your body before conceiving. We have so many metals in our bodies, and just junk, really, but especially, you know, heavy metals and stuff that have been passed down through generations, really. And then not to mention, just throughout your life, you've, you know, been through different things and traumas and emotions that you don't want to pass down to your child. You want to set them up on the right foot as well as you can. It's already a difficult enough world that you're bringing them into. So if you can bring them in with the most pure offset as possible, then, you know, you want to do that. And so over the 4 months of working with you to prep my body for pregnancy, really, you know, it wasn't just the diet of cleansing my body that was important, but also cleansing, you know, my mind and my heart of any sort of emotions that I was holding on to, and just creating as clean of a palette as possible, so that I can set my child off on the best foot possible. And I think that was so important in doing that, and it made me feel ready.
And you got pregnant quick. It was like you got married, and then how long before you were?
You know, the preconception is that it takes forever to get, and I look, I actually kind of don't want to be insensitive here, because I know it does take some people a while, but and I'm aware of that, and that's why we started to loosely try, and I thought it would take a while, and yeah, no, it's the very first try. And, you know, I'm 35, so I just turned 35 when I got married, and this was just like probably 6 weeks after we got married.
Wow.
So I thought that it would take a few months. You know, being in my mid-30s, I thought it would take at least a few months, and that was like not a big deal.
Yeah.
If anything, the fact that it happened so fast, I was like, whoa, am I ready for this? But it was really, really beautiful and really exciting, and now I'm 6 months, and I couldn't be more excited. And
how are you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing. I feel I feel great.
How has the pregnancy been thus far? Have you had...
I wasn't really nauseous in the beginning, like some people experience, luckily. I was like maybe a little sort of, you know, from the new hormones, maybe I was a little like, ooh, that feels different in my body, but it wasn't like, I never threw up, I never was like running to the bathroom or anything like that. I kind of, you know, I guess felt a little like woozy in my stomach sometimes, but it wasn't anything major. But I felt pretty great, and I was very grateful for that in the first trimester. Second trimester, I've just felt amazing. I have a new energy that I don't know. I have a newfound energy that I haven't had before. I'm pursuing a new endeavors, and it's really this pregnancy, this little soul is lighting up my life, lighting a fire under my booty, and I'm really I'm really making moves, making things happen, and it's really exciting to be on this journey with her. And I feel like her, yes, it's a girl, I feel like she's just a force. I feel it. She's a real force that's coming forth.
Yes. And that, you know, that was a lot of the preparation, and that we talked about, is that these children that are coming in, you know, they're asking so much more from us, you know, and to be, like you said, to be that light and to hold that space for them. And you created that container for her to step into you, and she came in so quick, because I mean, like you said, you're for 3 years then on this lifestyle, and your body was so ripe and ready, which is really the reason why you're able to get pregnant so fast, because your hormones were balanced, everything was ready. You were emotionally ready, you were physically ready, and the next step was like, bring the baby in, you know?
I felt her for a long time wanting to come.
Oh, you want to talk about that a little bit?
The very first opportunity that she took. No, she's been wanting to come forward for a while. Just, you know, in some of the ceremonies we've had, I've spoken with her and felt her energy, and it's interesting, because I felt like this girl, this female, more than a male. And so I just sort of I knew she was coming. I didn't know if this would be the first child that I had, but I knew she was coming at some point. And so it was really, really beautiful. I knew right away that it was her. And then I got confirmation. Yeah. Awesome. So special. Yeah. I can't wait to meet her, and I can't wait to help her start life on the right foot, and eat well, and feed her the right sort of information and knowledge, and allow more so, not me, but allow her to tap into her own knowledge, and just really facilitate that connection with her and herself. Like so many children, unfortunately, will get that sort of severed a little bit by the conditioning. I don't know if I'm going in a different direction here, but
no, this is great. This is good. What an amazing mother you are, and you know, to have such an open heart, you know, to want to do this, you know, for the child, for yourself and your family, and I always tell people it's not an easy feat to even just start eating fruit, and even to do the work, even to look at yourself and say I love you is difficult, you know. So is there any advice that you would give, or any, you know, why people should do this? Why should people take that step of like, okay, I'm gonna you know, do this practice, I'm gonna start changing my lifestyle? What would you have to say to them?
I would have to say to everybody that it's, if you've never cleansed your body before, at the very, very, very least, that's important to do, because there's so many unnatural things that we eat that are in the normal diet that are acceptable and normal for us, but that are not normal for our body, and it's built up and it's creating a lot of illness, and it's really, really important to clean that out at least once. At least once, and many people haven't. I think you should. It's a continuous practice throughout your life of cleaning that stuff out of your body, and then going deeper. You know, that's the very basis of the, well, going deeper from why you're eating those things and clogging up your body. And there's so much to dig into with how you might not be loving yourself, or how you might, you know, what might be off on your emotional level, because it all starts before it gets physical. It starts on an emotional level. And so it's very important to dive into yourself and be connected with yourself, so that you can want to love yourself and feed yourself the nourishing foods, so that it doesn't get blocked up and create illness. You know, sometimes we go through things and we want to eat these bad things, or that's just a normal way of life, and then you wonder why, you know, there's so much illness happening. But truly it's because we're not connecting with ourselves and loving ourselves. And I don't think that we have the knowledge. And so that's what's really beautiful too, is really understanding the importance of the full circle of it all, not just eating right, not just loving yourself and connecting with yourself and looking at yourself and not dusting it under the rug, because it's a full circle. And it's very important to pay attention to all aspects of it, because it's all cohesive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. This was great. Yeah, thank you for sharing your story. Is there anything else you want to say or speak on, or you feel good? I love this little baby here. Yes. Oh my goodness. We'll have to do a post after you have your baby.
I can't wait.
Oh my gosh.
I can't wait.
Oh my
Can't wait for her to arrive. She's gonna teach me so much. I guess that would be the last thing I have to say is, you know, just being on this journey, the right things unfold in your life, and that's what's really beautiful. You know, the sort of the path just unfolds in front of you, and you're able to follow yourself and the guidance a lot more easily than when you're all blocked up and not seeing clearly. Yeah.
And also too, I'm gonna just add this one thing, is that you are not just, you know, I guess a mom now. You're also working. You're able to, even though you're working, you're still able to do the work, you know. And I think a lot of women, even men, get, you know, they're like, I don't have time. They don't have time in general, but like, you're a successful working woman who's also going to be a mom and who's also doing the work, which is huge, you know.
There's always time.
There's always time.
There's always time. Yeah, it's just as important as brushing your teeth.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That was so good.